All right, so this is the description of the ranch we're calling the Lugnut Ranch, and this is a sheet that can be downloaded off the website. I've got my numbers for 2010, but it really doesn't matter. So if I were to describe this ranch to you, this is kind of the way it's set up. We're going to break this ranch down into 4 enterprises, and we'll visit about that just a little bit more. There's the land enterprise, the cow-calf enterprise. This ranch also runs their heifer calves over at Stockers, and they also put up some hay. So it runs about 325 cows, and you could read down through that. But essentially, this is all the information needed to conduct a cost of production analysis on each of those 4 enterprises on the ranch. So, often I would hope that it would strike you that this is not a terribly large amount of information. Sometimes folks think, well, I can't do a cost of production analysis because my records are not detailed enough. And I'll be the first to tell you, you don't need extremely detailed records to do a cost of production analysis on your ranch. So, in fact, I've sat down with folks and they've used nothing but their memory recollection of how it was to do a cost of production analysis on their ranch. So maybe not the most accurate way, but we got it done and got them some useful information. So, okay, first of all, let's visit about this concept of breaking the ranch into separate enterprises. I want you to think about your ranch as really a collection of different enterprises that are all feeding into this ranch business. And many folks are familiar, of course, with the cow-calf business, and your ranch might have different enterprises than what's shown here. The ranch we're going to run puts up hay. Like I said, they run their heifer calves over. We're going to call that their stocker program. Perhaps you have a different stocker program, or it looks different than this, but maybe that's a component, maybe it's not. And then one that you may not be as familiar with is the land business. And this is essentially just saying, if you sold all your cows, if you got out of the livestock business, would there be a value to your ranch asset in terms of land, an annual value? What's the forage worth? And that's the land business. So there needs to be a value to that. And you're going to see as we go through this that we are doing value trades between each of these different businesses. For example, the cow-calf business is going to provide a value to the forage that it uses in terms of grazed forage and make that payment to the land business. Same thing, the cow-calf business is going to buy the hay that it uses and make that payment to the hay business. The reason we do this is if we're going to attribute expenses to these different enterprises, then we also need to have a way to give value to these different enterprises, so we know what they're contributing, what kind of expenses they have, but then also what they're contributing to the bottom line of the ranch. So just keep that in your mind as we go through these different enterprise spreadsheets and how they all work, that we're looking at the ranch business as a collection of these different businesses that you may be involved in. So and yours is definitely going to look different than this. So I'm just a starting place.